Hi, it's Kira from Sweetest Times, and I'm here with my February wrap-up. For February, I was sort of in my own way doing full coverage February, and I only focused on one piece for the whole of February. That is my West Beach piece. I forgot to take a photo at the end of last month of where I was, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But I did manage to get to the 500 stitch mark, which was the base point that I was aiming at. I would have liked to have got higher, but February is just kind of a busy month. It's when everything starts and you've got to get used to a new schedule, so I'll show you where I am up to now with my West Beach piece. Yeah. Sorry, just knocked something over. So that is about 500 stitches. I only had 150 last month, so it's about 350 more. This month I did start my TAFE work, which I am studying to be an education assistant, so I did put a lot of hours into that, hoping to try and get through that, like get onto it as early as possible so I don't end up having heaps to do at the end of the year and panicking. I am happy with what I've got, and I thought I was going to go down to here and start getting on the rock, but the way the stitches were going, they were mostly going that way, so I just kept going that way. I've got 3 complete 10 by 10 squares, and I'm nearly finished a 4th. So it's looking pretty good, and I'm really happy with where it is. That light's really making that one turn white, but it is complete up to about there. I'm happy with it, and I'm probably going to put it away for a bit this month. It may come out again because there's still more I'd like to do. Like, I'd like to see more of it come in, but it's starting to weigh down on me a little bit, so I might put it away before I hate it. This one's going to be a really short one today because I don't have a lot to talk about. I guess maybe I'll talk about plans that I have for next month. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I do know one piece that I want to get out next and get more in it, because I think it would be the one that out of all my pieces would be one that I can get finished this year, and that is my Beauty and the Beast piece. So this is where I am now. So I've got all 4 corners done and the bottom edge, and I'm working on this side here. So I've got the clock cross stitching to do, and I have to bring the border up so that way I can do the back stitch for that. So I think that would be the 2 aims to get done for this month, is either bring the border up or get the cross stitches for the clock done so I can bring the border up to do the back stitching. But again, I will just see where this month takes me. This is my birthday month, and my mum and my younger sister are going away for a weekend, so while she's away I will probably be expected to take on some of the roles that mum normally has. It'll only be for maybe 2 nights that they'll be away, but given that our family is a family of 6, that's still a lot of stuff that needs to get done every day. While I don't have any haul, I have one thing for haul for cross stitch, so I'm just going to go grab that. Okay, I'm back. I've gathered what I wanted. This is the only cross stitch I've purchased this month. This is an anchor kit, and it is the Bugs and Moths anchor kit by Maggie Margot. Oh no, yeah, the Maggie Margot collection, designed by Carol Fenwick. And I just thought this was adorable. I've been admiring it in my local craft shop for a while now. Like, I think she got it in just before Christmas, and I was admiring it for ages, and I finally bit the bullet and brought it. It says it's an expert kit, but looking at that, unless there's some specialty stitches that I'm not noticing, it looks like it'll be pretty simplistic. It'll just require a lot of colour changes. But it still looks really fun and looks really cool, and I can't wait to do it. I also brought down a few kits that I had purchased last year but I've never shown off. Mostly because there's no one else to show them off for. So I got this DMC kit of these little pink and grey galah babies. This is the Leslie Susan Davies Australian collection. Pink and grey galahs are probably my favourite type of bird. They're just so cute and cheeky. So, yeah, something I really hope to do eventually. I don't know when any of these will get started, but it's nice to have them for the one day. The next one I've got is Country Threads Bluey's Boots. These are all still in their plastic, so they're going to have a little bit of glare on them. I just thought this one was adorable, and again, it's very Australian. I'm pretty sure my dad and brother both own a set of boots that look pretty much exactly like this. The steel-toed work boots. We used to own a dog, like when I was very, very little, called Tex. It was Tex or Rex, I can't remember, I'm pretty sure it was Tex. That was a very similar type of dog to this. He unfortunately had to be rehomed due to he started biting, so it wasn't suitable to have him around small children. But this is still a very cute cross stitch, and I hope to do it one day. This one isn't a kit, it is just a pattern, but it's another one by Country Threads, and this is the Arnott's Biscuits. Well, Arnott's Parrot is the pattern name. Okay. Fiona Jude is the designer. I think. Yeah, that's the same for the kit as well, so she might design most of, if not all of, Country Threads patterns. Obviously Arnott's, well, I don't know, obviously depends on where you're viewing this from. Arnott's is a really big brand in Australia. They make a lot of biscuits, like probably most famously Tim Tams. And while it's not used anymore, the parrot for a long time was basically their mascot, like it was on all the tins and the packets and stuff. This one wasn't the one that was around when I was little. They had redesigned it at that point, but it's still a pretty iconic piece of Australian history. Unfortunately, the parrot isn't part of the design anymore of the packages and stuff. I can't remember if it's still in the logo. I do have a packet of biscuits, Arnott's biscuits in here. No, it's still in the logo, but it's definitely been redesigned. I brought these to make a cheesecake and I haven't got around to it yet. So yeah, that's what the parrot looks like now. So it's very different to this one, but it's still classic Australian. So, and if you're wondering why I'm keeping biscuits in my room, if I don't, they'll get eaten, and I want to use them for making, I think, a cheesecake. I just got to get around to doing it before they go off. And the last one I have is a Dimensions kit. This one is a Victorian charm, and I thought it was just kind of a pretty house and little kitty down there. And while my first cross-stitch piece was a Dimensions kit, it was a Lonacraft kit, so it was different to one of the normal Dimensions kit, and I have heard good things about Dimensions kits, so I wanted to try it. And out of the ones that were available when I actually got to go shopping for these kits because we were in another town at the time. This was the one that appealed to me that wasn't out of my budget because the gold ones were really pretty and I did want one of them, but the Dimensions gold kits in Australia, depending on when you buy them, can be anywhere between $50 to like $80, and I think this one was about $30, so a little bit better for someone who's still very new to cross stitching and doesn't want to, you know, spend heaps and heaps of money on a cross stitch kit that may not get done, especially because at that point I was only a few months into it, and while I was really enjoying it and had complete intentions of continue on, I have had in the past hobbies that I've gotten really into only to just drop them, and I didn't want to spend that much money on a hobby that could end up being one of those hobbies. I'm pretty sure it's not going to, because I think about cross stitching a lot, and I watch a lot of content for cross stitch and stitch a lot and read a lot about it, so I'm hoping that it'll be a hobby that I continue on for a lot longer. So I think that's all I really have to show you about cross stitch today. If that's all you were staying for, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, I'm hoping I'll have more for you next month. I will get organised to show off some of my knitting now, because I have a little bit to show for that. Okay, so I've got all my knitting stuff organised, and I think I should start with my finishes. I have 3 finishes this month. They're only little, and they're all sort of the same thing. But I was working on these little Christmas ornaments that I had like as a kit from a magazine, and I finished them all. So this is the Fairy Light Tree. That one didn't quite get completely finished because I ran out of thread and I only had like 2 stitches left to do, and I was like, it's not going anywhere, so it'll do fine. But that's pretty cute. And then I had a little button tree ornament. I did both sides with buttons. Thought that was pretty cute. And lastly, I have a little elf. The little hat. This one was a pain in the butt because of the pom-pom. It took me forever to work out how to get the pom-pom to stick. I had tried like 3 different glues, and eventually a hot glue gun did the trick. I was trying to avoid a hot glue gun because they tend to leave pretty big blobs, and I wasn't sure if the hot glue gun would still be successful with the wool and the pom-pom and stuff. But he's pretty cute. And I think he would be an easy one to make lots of if I was going to do like a Christmas stall at the markets or something, but that's not happening anytime soon, so it's not something I need to worry about right now. So, yeah. The only problem with this one is because I used so much glue to try and get the pom-pom to stay, the pom-pom's pretty, like, solid. It's not a nice feeling pom-pom anymore. So, if I ever make one of those again, at least I know for next time to use hot glue straight away, so that way I don't destroy the whole pom-pom trying to get it to stick. Guess I don't have any other knitting projects in progress that I've worked on over the last month. No, just that one. I did work on one of my crochet projects, and yeah, it looks a bit messy there, but I did get a couple more circles done on my little cushion that I'm making, so I'm up to the green colour now. I think it was on the purple the last time I showed you, and I got the blue and now another green that I'm working on. I'm not very far in the green yet, but it shouldn't be too hard to get further. And I think that was all I was working on there. Yes, I do have a plan for knitting this month. This month is my birthday, and since I did a New Year, New Start for cross stitch, I was going to do a birthday start for knitting. And I did make some little vests, cardigan type things last year for children, and they were a very, very simple pattern. But I've never actually made a garment for myself, so I decided I wanted to try and make a garment for myself. So, I am an avid collector of magazines. It is something I enjoy. I enjoy reading them. I enjoy looking at them. They make me calm and relax, so I have a lot of them, and most of them are craft. So I looked through my magazines and wondered whether there was any patterns in there that I'd like to try, and eventually I settled on this one. This is the Summer Dream cardigan. It is in Simply Knitting issue 213, and I think it's pretty, without being overly complicated. It isn't a super basic one, and maybe I should have tried to find a super basic one to start with, but I read through the pattern a fair bit, and out of the skills in there, I'm pretty sure I can do most of those skills. I'm not doing it in the pink, since pink wouldn't really work for my wardrobe super well. I tried to find a straight colour, but to get a straight colour with the amount of wool I needed, I couldn't get it, so I went for this one. And I'm hoping that the sort of dark to light grey variation won't be so stark, because I have knitted something in this type of wool before, and the colours were a lot more subtle, sort of going into each other, so I'm hoping that'll be the same with this one, and it'll be just sort of like a nice, slowly, carefully variegated cardigan. And if not, I've got plenty of ways to wear it, even if it's not something I want to wear out. So I think I'll still have a good time with this. The only issue will be when I have to change the balls, because I can't guarantee that they will be ending and starting in the same way. But I think that'll be a nice combination, and I can't wait to get started on it. I'll probably get started on it around my birthday, so that'll be in about a week's time, so I don't know how far I'll get. Knitting can take its time. It's one of the slower processes. Not as slow as cross stitch, but it's definitely one where you do have to work for your progress. And hopefully I'll have something to show you, even if it's not that much. I do have one other haul for knitting. Obviously my wool was one, and the other one was I got my first set of interchangeable needles. I had just been using straight needles up until now, and I definitely am going to start using cord needles soon. There's quite a few projects I want to do where you need corded needles, and instead of buying all the individual corded needles, I figured it would be better and probably more cost effective to buy a set of interchangeable needles in the long run. So I got, this is just what was in store at my local craft shop, and I did have a look online and see what I could find, but overall, for value for money and availability, this was a better option. So this is the Denise interchangeable knitting needles. So it comes with wide whips. That was just the instructions. Wide range of needle sizes and a few bands, as well as I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming that's just to make it one really long straight needle, and I'm assuming these are stoppers. I also grabbed another set of cords, because the ones in there are shorter cords, and these are longer cords, so the sizes that didn't come in the pack. And I'm hoping that will be a good amount to get me started and get me through most projects that I really want to do. And, well, we'll see. I might start some of these projects and realise I hate working with these types of needles, but I think it's a better option than buying the regular corded needles, because doing that in every size, in every needle size, then every cord size is going to add up very quickly and be very expensive eventually. Anyway, if you stayed this far, thank you so much. I don't really have a lot to say for life, other than I did start my tape work, but I said that earlier, so obviously my priorities have to be shifted because I want to finish that within this year, so I can start my career and actually feel like I am participating in society a bit more than I currently am, because I want to be able to be part of a career. I want to have some knowledge of what I'm doing with my life. No, I don't have anything else to say. I've had a good month, and I'm hoping the next month will be great. I hope to see you then. Leave a comment if you want to. Subscribe if you want to. I'm really excited every time I see anyone show up on my videos, so thank you for being here. Thank you so much, and I hope you come again.